Hello, BackFit community. All right, so what we're going to jump into first is we're going to review last week. We gave you a challenge on the MSP program, and it was all about participation. If you just simply participated, you sent an entry in, you get an entry into a draw for a $100 gift to Red Barn Market. So we're going to do the draw right now. I just want to say it, and I speak for our team. We're just so grateful for everyone that participated. I got a hat full of people here, and it really gives us fuel, like honestly, for the work we're doing in this and wanting to stay connected. When you message us back, it just knows we're connected with our community. So we're going to do the draw now. I'll do it in front so you know. I can't see.
Drum roll.
Yep, drum roll. It is, winner is Stacy Yasinowski. Stacy Yasinowski. Dr. Craig, is that your patient? It's awesome. Okay, Stacy, so congratulations. We've got a winner. We will personally message you after this video. Congratulations, you get the gift.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Now, last Monday, I can't tell you what the date was, April 6th, but I spent the day at BackFit, and I got back into home, and I love cooking. So I was in the kitchen, sitting at the kitchen, cooking, chopping vegetables, and my son, Cruz, walked up to me, and he whispered something to me. And in the busyness of the cooking, I kind of ignored him for a moment, and he whispered, "Got a headache." And I looked and I said, "What, buddy?" And then when I looked at him, I knew something was wrong. He had like tears in his eyes. He looked stressed and in pain. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I paused, put the knife down, and I said, "Cruz, what's going on?" And I'm kind of holding it. In my mind, I'm thinking, does he have like a fever? Is he getting sick? So I'm grabbing his head and looking, and he feels fine. And so we just deconstructed the day, because an 11-year-old should not have a headache. So we went through, and I'm like, Cruz, you're on the trampoline. Did you fall on your head? Did you twirl too many times? And he's like, "No, I didn't." And then we looked at what he ate, like maybe he's having a reaction to something, and we went through the food, nothing out of the abnormal. I asked enough questions, and I finally figured out what was causing his headache. And my stomach, if I could say this, just tightened up a little bit. And there was this feeling of like guilt that kind of hit me. I went back 4 years ago, and it just reminded me when I was sitting in my vehicle, and I was doing a video for our BackFit community, and I called it Confessions of a Chiro. And it reminded me of this, that my daughter, Brooklyn, who is now turning 14, she had been struggling with a little bit of neck discomfort that just kept going on and on. So I took x-rays of her neck. And when we put x-rays up, what you expect and want to see for our kids and our family and our patients is that from the side, you want to have a nice arch or a nice curve in our spine. And we've taught this many times that the curve in our spine supports the disc, supports the joints, supports the nervous system. Is critical. Yet I stuck her x-ray up, and what caught me off guard is she wasn't just straight, she was reversed. I dug through the archives here just to prove my point. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the reverse curve in her neck. Now, why I said Confessions of a Chiro, if I was a dentist, I would be so proud to stick my kids' teeth x-rays up and show our community that my child has the perfect teeth, because it's my profession, it's what I believe in, it's what I focus on. Yet my daughter had a reverse curve. So a sense of feeling like I was not failing her, but just it woke me up a bit that our kids are facing something that we didn't face when we were young. We've unfairly handed them iPhones, iPads, computers. Everything has changed for them. And so Dr. Craig and I talked about this, Dr. Doyle, like we know this, and we're seeing this more, is that our kids are showing up with early signs of arthritis, no joke, with early signs of wear and tear that we would expect to see maybe 40, 50, 60 years down the road, yet we're seeing this with our kids now. So my call to action in that video 4 years ago was just this. What we know in science, when a kid is born up to puberty, they have a beautiful blood supply that supplies the disc, that hydrates the disc, that protects them, rejuvenates them. After puberty, we don't know why in science, but the blood supply is gone. So the discs are virtually on their own, reliant on good motion, good movement, proper posture. Yet this isn't happening. So back to Cruz in the kitchen. Once I figured this out and had my aha moment for myself, I gave better structure to Cruz and to my kids. And the structure system, Dr. Craig and I got together this week, and he said the same thing. Like, he's seeing it in his kids. We're seeing it with our patients. Patients are reaching out to us, asking help because our kids are sitting at the couch. So I made a few modifications for Cruz, and he's feeling so much better. So Craig, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think a lot of you who may be listening right now are with us in that if you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, if you are an aunt or an uncle, you are watching our kids right now because we are at home more than ever before because of COVID-19. We are in this time where our kids' worlds have been shifted, and there's two reasons why. Number one, their environment has changed drastically. Within 1 week, their environment's changed, right? They've been used to sitting in classrooms. They've been used to be doing their sports. They've been used to be doing their activities, and all that has been taken away from them, which now, what are they doing? They're resulting into more couches, right? More slouching, more devices. So their environment has drastically changed. And number two, their habits have changed. Okay, they've been used to having structure, and now all of that routine is gone, and they're into bad habits. So what has this resulted in? This has resulted in more devices, more iPhones, more Xboxes, more couches, more slouching, which means, what does that mean? It means worse posture, worse spinal biomechanics, affecting our spine, affecting our muscles, and affecting our neurology, affecting and compromising the function of our body. So Dr. Jeff, Dr. Ryan Doyle, Dr. Marissa, Dr. Megan Yan, we've all kind of come together, and we've come up with 6 solutions for your children that really could make a huge difference. So kick it off.
Okay, so I'll take the first strategy, or first success strategy, but if we could just also, if I could add to what Craig said, is this is not just for our kids, this is for our grandkids and for our nieces and nephews. This is for our community here. So the first success strategy is this. Our kids are sitting looking at a computer maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day. So what is critical is that you got to think of our heads, even their little heads weigh maybe 6, 8, 10 pounds. Now go bowling. You hold up a 8 or 10 pound bowling ball. Just imagine that right now. You know what that feels like. Now, what we in essence do with that bowling ball, if I reach out further, there's more stress on my shoulder. Same mechanical problem for our neck. So if we sit forward, and just gravity does this to us anyway, but if our computers are down or our iPads are down, and you might see your kids doing this, we're wreaking havoc on our joints. So what we teach is, we call it the 90 rule, but just if we could just focus for this screen here, your eyes should be 90 degrees from your head, ears over shoulders, should look straight. So Ryan, could you bring up the picture? Okay, so you can see Summer's picture here. You can see directly her eyes are level with the middle of the screen. So you need to elevate your station. Let's make the station work for our kids and work for us too. Thanks, Ryan. Number 2.
Okay, so number 2, we are seeing our kids using their devices on couches. What happens when we use an iPhone on a couch is, ideally we want to have that iPhone like this, right? But is that possible? Has anybody listening to this call right now see their kids holding their iPhone? That's a no. So when it's too hard on their shoulders, it's too hard on their arms. So what happens is they end up putting their phone on their lap, which you can't see me doing right now, but my head has to go forward. So the solution, so this is solution number 2, is we call this the iPhone stack. You'll see Summer is placed 2 pillows on her lap comfortably. Now her forearms can rest nice and easily. The phone sits there. And yes, it's not perfect, but gosh, it's so much better. At least she's not craning her neck forward. At least she can use the iPhone or an iPad or a book. And it's relatively eye level. So please tell your children, stack 2, 3 pillows, and it works really well. That's number 2.
Okay, so I'll take number 3. Now, before I get into number 3, all I want to say is stay with us in this video. We have a new contest coming next week or for this week, and we have an awesome new gift for you. So I'll get to that. So number 3 is this. If your child is going to be using an iPhone, and let's just say that they're not at the couch, they don't have a pillow in front of them, what we promote is we have them lie face down. We call it prone position. Dr. Rai, can you bring that picture up? As you see with Summer, it could be outside. It could be in the backyard, front yards, or on the floor. If they're in an extended position like this, you can see that they, instead of having a reverse curve in their neck, they've got an extended curve. They're working on the extensor muscles on the back. So it's only going to help add more endurance into that muscle. And yes, they will fatigue. Yes, they'll get uncomfortable. But the beauty is they're going to have to get up and take a little break and then go back and do it. So that is our number 3 recommendation.
Okay, number 4. What we're going to see over and over again, we've taken so many ergonomic courses and classes. You'll see here, before you put that up, right, I just want to demonstrate for them something, thanks, is that we have 3 things that happen with our posture. Number 1, our hands end up going into a keyboard or onto a phone, and our shoulders, number 2, roll forward, and number 3, our head juts forward. Okay, so those 3 things happen. Number 1, hands go forward. Number 2, shoulders rolled forward. Number 3, head engages forward. So we kind of look like this. And now, have you ever seen somebody after 80 years and they're walking down the street like this? So if we can teach this reposturing stretch, this is our back fit reposturing stretch. We've taught this to so many kids and so many students and so many adults. This is a game changer. It's very simple. And before we show the picture, number 1, you're going to take your thumbs, you're going to rotate them back and then extend your arms back behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades. Everybody could do this right now with us. Squeeze those shoulder blades back down and together, almost as if you're trying to touch those 2 thumbs together. That's step 1. Step 2, you want to jut your chin back. So you're going to take your chin and you're going to jut it back. And you're going to give yourself this double chin. That's okay. No one's looking. Number 3, now you're going to slowly extend your neck all the way up, trying to get it as high as you can, close to the ceiling. If there's any pain at any point on this, please stop. Some of us start with option step 1, get to step 2, and have to stop there and work into step 3. Okay, so you can see Caleb here, if you can put that, you can see here, if you can teach your child to do this every half an hour, so they could be on a phone or on their games or whatever, and just say, hey, every half an hour, you put a timer out and you simply do this exercise, it undoes all of that bad posture that we're creating. Okay?
Awesome. I love that stretch for myself too. So thank you. Okay, number 5. Let's go back to the MSP program. What is the P in the MSP program? Posture. So for all of us, what we want to do is end the day laying on our phones. So we want this for our kids too. They need to do it. Let's go back. They don't have a blood supply to their disc. They need to retune and reshape all the insult they put on their back. So we're getting them on their phones. They won't need the larger ones. And if you say, Dr. Craig or Dr. Jeff, I don't have those foams, no problem. Maybe Dr. Craig can show the size width. You can roll up a towel, use electrician's tape, make your own. But these are critically important. Like a toothbrush for our teeth, these are for our spine. So Ryan, can you bring up the picture, please? So you'll see, if you don't know where the positioning is, contact us. We will personally explain and teach you on this. But for our BackFit community, you know it's exact same position for our kids. Lower rib 1 inch up and under the neck with the flat portion there. If you say for how long, for adults, ideally about 15, 20 minutes. Kids, they're hard to keep them on those foams. So we would say about 10 minutes. And I can only speak for myself. I've had some problems getting Brooklyn over the years to do it. And so incentivizing Brooklyn has helped. So she gets some point system to do it. So that's what, going back to the MSP, get your kids involved with this MSP program. Okay. Thank you. Number 6.
Yes, bribery works.
It does.
So,
It's a great habit.
the last thing that we're going to talk about is that I know if you're watching this, even if you're watching this with your kids, we are slouching into couches. We're at home more in our lives right now, and we're slouching into couches. Now, over time, if we continue to do this, our back loses its curvature and we start to have more problems with our lower back. We really want to keep that arch in our back. And so at BackFit, we have this funny kind of saying, we call it duck back. I can't remember which one of us came up with this, but it's caught on. It might have been, but, and so what we want to think of a duck, it always has an arch in its back. Okay. And so we want to instill this. And so whether we're picking something up, Dr. Ryan, there's the picture of Caleb there. Yeah. Notice that we're not rounding our back. We want to keep that arch in the back so that it's protecting our spine at all times. Think of an Olympic lifter. Think of somebody lifting or squatting big weight. You have to keep that arch in your back to protect it. So teach your kids. Now, one of the ways that we can do this, let's bring up the other picture, Ryan. One of the ways we can do this is we can use something behind our back when we're sitting. And I think this is shown with Summer here in a chair. Notice that when we put either that small foam that we're using here, it automatically puts you into duck back when you're sitting. If you don't have a small foam, get creative. You can use a pillow, put it in the small of the back a little bit higher than you would think, closer to the lowest rib, and that'll automatically start to teach our kids to have this posture. Okay? So we can take that down. Listen, we just want to take a moment and applaud. So many of you have been involved in being in the MSP program. A lot of you have actually been involved with your kids. And so we want to really inspire you this week to involve your kids in the MSP program. We've focused today a lot on posture. And so this is a lot on children's posture, but it's applicable to you as well. Listen, we're going to ask you to step up our game. We need to become role models, whether we're a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or a teacher. Our children are looking at us and they're saying, what are they doing? And so let's lead by example. Let's get into our A game. Let's share this with families. Listen, we love and care about each one of you, and we want to give as much information as we can. We're giving this to you for free, and we want, our only ask, if we can, is please take this information. I'm sure there's other families that could share this or could use this to their benefit. So make yourself a commitment, share this in the community. Our kids are our number one priority. We have the epidemic of back issues on our hand. 80% of people end up with back issues. If we can be more proactive than reactive, we can have a healthier spine, we can have a happier life, we can have better quality in our life. Dr. J, you got something you want to add at all?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Craig. Okay, so just to finish off, contest for next week. Our contest participant is the Village Restaurant. So has anybody here been to the Village Restaurant? They are, one of our favorite places. They represent community, and what I love about the owners there, if I could do a shout out for them, instead of closing their facilities, they've tried to stay open. They've adapted, and they feel a responsibility to protect their farmers, their distributors, their staff. So they've stayed open, and they creatively have taken their menus and put it into a box. So it's not you're ordering food. You actually get a grocery box of all the ingredients they use. We bought ours last week, loved it. And so the prize for next week is a Village Restaurant box that has eggs in it, bagels, Red Barn, strip bacon. Dr. Craig, one of the best bacon distributors, I would say, absolutely, unequivocally in Victoria. Turkey links, Uhtred coffee, milk and almond milk, Village greens, avocado. Seuss, I hope I'm saying that, Vita chicken, carrots shredded, beets shredded, and it's beautiful curried basil dressing, which is amazing. So that is going to be the gift next week. $100 worth of awesome food. So good luck this week. Let's participate. Let's take action. And wishing everyone healthy, clean, what do we want to say? Safe week, okay? Much
listen,
love for all of us.
I got one last thing that I just want to say. Listen, some of you have already done this, but we just want to make it extremely clear. If you are at home, if you are listening to this and you are struggling with your health because you're in pain, because it's affecting your quality of life somehow, some way, please reach out to us, okay? We are an essential service and we are taking clients case by case. So if you're struggling, please reach out. We may be able to see you in the clinic, or at least we can walk you through something at home by calling us or by getting in touch with us by email. You've got my cell phone or my email, which is drcraig@backfit.ca. You got Dr. Jeff at backfit.ca. You got Dr. Ryan at backfit.ca. Please reach out to us. We are here to help you at this time. We love you. We care about you. I think that's it.
That's it. And Dr. Yim at backfit.ca too.
Yes. Sorry, Dr. Yim.
No. Awesome. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Well done.